And here we are, live with you people. Usually we give you a bit of a lag time. Not tonight. You know why? Because I didn't want to. Because I'm right here. Because I'm here and you're here, and most of us are here, but the slackers are not here. So hey, Boozeketeers, welcome to Tuesday night Cocktails with Tiki King. Here we are. Here we are. What can I say other than I might have gotten a head start on you people. I'm about to start drinking at like 4. And right now, I'm enjoying it right now. So tonight's cocktail, it's a little complicated because tonight's cocktail might transcend the norm. It might go beyond what you normally think would be possible. It might be all cocktails wrapped up into a weird, like Coney dog of things that you might not have expected. Who knows? Right now, so what I'm drinking right now is I'm drinking a augmented version of the Danny Trimboli. The Danny Trimboli cocktail, for those of you who do not know, is where you take a glass, fill it with Jameson, and drink it, which is a fine thing. I'm not saying I wouldn't do that, but I decided to adapt the recipe to my locale and my preference, in which case I took a glass, filled it with pebbled ice, and then filled it with Jameson, because, it's how we roll, me and Danny. Danny, he likes it straight, I like it with ice, but he's Danny. What am I supposed to do? Should I argue? I'm not going to do it. So, so tonight's cocktail is not this cocktail, but this is the cocktail that I'm having tonight. So whatever cocktail you're having, here's the thing. So there's a cat, apparently. Hi, cat. What do you think? Yeah. I've never had a cat on the show. I was not prepared for this. I'm looking at the key cards. There's nothing about cat and what to do. We'll figure out what happens later. So tonight we're not actually having a cocktail, but in some ways we're having every cocktail, and all of them. So whatever you're drinking tonight, if you're here, I told you, I warned you. I said an hour ago, I said time to get greased up, because Cocktails with Tiki King is going to happen, and it's happening right now, and hopefully you're greased up and you share the program, share. Because I was born in the wagon of a traveling show. My mama used to dance for the money they'd throw, and Papa would do whatever he could. That's the thing. So share the program. Tell people that they should be watching it and why, which is, I don't know. I have no answer for that, Your Honor. Why should they watch the program? I don't know. So tonight we're here with you and with me, and we're going to talk about something that's very important. It's very important because it kind of segues into things that we've been doing, things we've been talking about. We haven't been doing things things we've been talking about previously. One of the things is we've been mentioning over the past several episodes that if you have a home bar and you would like us to come to your home bar and make drinks, we would be cat's back. See you, cat. We'd be happy to do that. But some people have said, I don't have a home bar. What am I supposed to do? Salvation is at your hand. Here's the thing. So we're going to talk about that in just a minute. I just want to make sure that all of you out there are currently drinking what you have at hand, because must needs what has at hands. Everyone knows that. That's a what's that? Canon to the life of those of the Boozeketeers. Must use what has at hands. If you don't know what that means, you've not been paying attention. So where are we? What are we doing? What's tonight? What's the deal? What's the thing with all of this? The thing with all of this is that we're going to talk tonight about how you can have your own home bar. I know that seems like, I know, because I thought the same thing. I was like, I used to have my own home bar, and I had a bottle of well, it was empty, but a bottle of scotch in there, and a glass. And people come over and go, hey, is that a bar? And I go, yeah, but there's nothing in it. So here's the thing is that if we're going to come to your house and drink your booze, you should probably have some booze to make that whole to make the whole thing work. Um, so tonight we're going to talk about cocktails in general. Cocktails in general. I used to have let's see. I might need to time travel. When's that going to be? It's going to be back to 1990. No, 2000. Holy crap, 2003. Oh, another picture. So 2003. That was when I dismantled the 321, which was not. No, that's wrong. Wait, I gotta. No, that's when I dismantled the 821. 321 was a band that we dismantled in 1985. It's a whole different thing. So in 2003, we dismantled the 821, which was my home bar, and it was a thing. It was a thing of beauty. It's still on my website. If you go to tikiking.com and go to somewhere and then click on other things, you'll find it eventually. So I had my own bar, and it was a thing of beauty. And we loved to be. Oh man, but there were many nights that I don't even remember what happened. But apparently they were good because we weren't arrested. And I figure the less you're arrested and the more hangovers, if you can wake up hungover and not arrested, that's probably a good night. So so around 2003 we dismantled the 821 and it never came back. But it's on my website. Check it out. But when I started, here's the thing: when I started the 821, I had little more than an idea, and I thought I want to make every drink ever because it's my home bar. Because I want people to come over and say, "Hey, can you make me a pisco sour?" And I'd say, "Well, yeah, fucking hey, I got pisco." Oh, I swear, I was swearing. I said, "Yeah, hey, I got pisco right here. I got some sweet and sour mix. I'll make you a pisco sour. Why not?" But the gist is that I wanted to make every drink there was. And the problem is there's so many obscure drinks and so many obscure ingredients that it becomes diminishing returns. And here's the thing: if you want to have your own home bar and you want to invite us over to do cocktails with Tiki King at your home bar, you'll need a home bar. And if you don't have one and you're thinking I should build one, it's not as hard as you think. Here's the thing: I am here to offer you salvation. I'm here to preach. So some of you, I'm Reverend Dr. Tiki King. Some of you may not know that, but so I'm taking off my doctor's hat and putting on my Reverend hat, which is around the other side. So here's the thing: as a Reverend, I gotta say, to worship at the church of your own home bar is a thing of beauty. And you know what it needs? All it needs to make sure that you go to heaven and not to hell is the right things. And the right things are not always the right things in everyone's mind, but the right things in your mind. And the right things that you can set up with proper expectations. And proper expectations is the key to success. And here's the deal. I'm gonna set you up for success with your home bar. And here's the deal. When we come over there and you say, Tiki King, I want you to mix me up whatever, I don't want to walk into your bar and find out that you don't have the stuff to make whatever. And that won't happen if you know we're making whatever. But here's the thing. So people go, I don't have a home bar. What am I supposed to do? Well, all you need is a place to put booze and some stuff. I don't know if I got, I actually didn't get it uploaded at the time, but on my website soon there will be a place that says your home bar or home bar tips or some crap like that. That will talk about setting up your home bar. But here's the thing: is that the average home bar, you don't need that much stuff. I thought that's what so I'm going to travel back in time to my own episode. Only like this far. Over here. So that's the thing: is you don't need the stuff to make everything. You need the stuff to make some things. And now those some things you can define, and that's the beauty of the whole of this. It's like that's what wraps up into this whole alcoholic burrito of pulchritude, is that you get to define what is right and what is needed. And the thing is, you do need what you do. You know, if you have a bar, if you're going to say, I've got a bar, come on over, there will be expectations. But you can manage those. But here's the thing. So you're going to need, right. So you're thinking, okay, Tiki King, you're asking me, Tiki King, what do I need to set up? Are you asking me? What do I need to set up my own home bar? Okay, so there's a few things. So here's the deal. You can certainly have a desk with a bottle of scotch on it and a rocks glass and tell people that's the bar. You don't like it? You can set up a Bill Murray bar where all you have is a shot glass and a bottle of tequila. There you go. And it'll work. It'll work. But here's the thing, managing expectations and slightly being prepared like a Boy Scout. Boy Scouts, you know, they're slightly underrated as far as boozing goes. But so one of the things, having your own bar means having a place to serve drinks. Right now, it's this area here, which is empty because I'm going to fill it with the power of imagination. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. So you're thinking, Tiki King, I want to set up my own bar, which I said that earlier, and we glossed right over it because people weren't ready. You're going to need some stuff. You're going to need some stuff. That's the thing. You can't have a home bar without a home bar. But what is a home bar? Well, a home bar is going to have some booze. It's going to have some mixers. It's going to have some tools. It's going to have a place to drink. That's actually very important as well. If you're planning on serving drinks and having a place to do it, it's important to be adjacent. Because if you're going to serve drinks in the kitchen and your place to hang out is like 3 floors up and off to the side, it's not going to work. So I would say that your home bar should be adjacent to wherever you're hanging out. And if where you're hanging out is like 3 overstuffed lever, if you're overstuffing leverettes, then popsicle to the third. So a comfortable setting, I didn't mention that before, but you're going to want a comfortable setting, you're going to want something to mix upon, and you're going to want something to mix with. So if you're setting up your own home bar, I'm going to say you're probably going to want some sort of surface, and you're going to want some tools, and you're going to want some liquids, some booze, some stuff to mix with. So let's start with the booze. Here's the thing. When I mentioned earlier the 821, right? When I had my own bar, my first thing was I want to be able to make anything. I want to make whatever someone comes in and says, I want this. I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm going to make it for you. But it turns out there are so many ingredients. There are so many different things. I bought a bottle of, with regards to the Galliano company, I bought a bottle of Galliano and I never drank any of it. Because the only thing that I know of personally that requires a Galliano is a Harvey Wallbanger, and no one ever asked for one. But it seemed like one of those things. Like I was out. So you go to the liquor store, right? The Drinking Man's supermarket, and you're looking at all this stuff, and it's like eye candy. It's like being at a weird booze Disneyland. You're like, oh my God, look at all these things that I didn't know existed, and you're gonna be seduced. You're gonna think you need all of them. You don't. That's the thing. You don't need all of them. Not at first. You will need most of them later, but not at first. So you've already decided, or you wouldn't be deciding, or you're maybe just drunk and you're hoping to hang on till the end of the show. It's hard to tell. So if you've decided you're going to set up your own home bar, you're going to need some rum, because rum. I would say light and dark. Those are good ones. So these are. Oh, by the way, before you get started on this, so there's a thing that you may hear if you go out to bars a lot. You may hear the term well brand. Well brand means the cheapest absolute crap that still has alcohol in it they can give you. So there's well brand and call brand. Well brand is, once again, the cheapest crap you can get and still call it booze. Call brand is what people want when they say, I want a blah blah with whatever. So you can have your well brand, say your well brand gin is Gilby's. That's fine. It's gin. And you can make a martini out of it. A little bit of Gilby's, a little bit of vermouth, whatever. But if someone says, I'd like a sapphire martini, yeah, the Gilby's is right out. Which I would say is right out anyway. I would get Gordon's. But so the well is the stuff that you're going to mix with other stuff, and it doesn't really matter. So you have your well brands, and you have your call brands. And if you go to a bar, so here's the thing, you go to a bar, take a look. down on the bottom is your well brands. Generally, sometimes it's not even back there. Sometimes it's actually behind the bar where you can't see. So, but your well brands are what you're going to mix stuff with. Like if you make a Long Island iced tea, you're probably not going to make it with like Stoli and it's like you're not. It's going to be it's going to be whatever the cheapest stuff is. So I would say if you're setting up your first home bar, you're going to go with well brands, which means it's going to be bottom shelf at Safeway or Lucky or whatever your local convenience store is. Just get, minimum 80 proof. Don't go below 80. Don't insult me. That's the thing. But yeah, so make sure it's at least 80 proof. But buy cheap stuff for your well brand because your well brand doesn't matter. Someone goes, I want a rum and Coke. And you say, yeah, no problem. And you give them a rum and Coke and it's, whatever, Safeway King's Bay brand. Doesn't matter. That's your well brand. So outfit your bar in the beginning with well brand, which is cheap booze that is minimum 80 proof. So you're probably gonna want light rum, dark rum, some sort of whiskey, whether it's Irish or Canadian. I know there's a big difference, but I'm just saying for your well. Maybe a scotch, tequila, let's see, a vodka. You're gonna want a vodka and you're gonna want a gin. So get yourself some rum, light and dark, some whiskey, some scotch, vodka, and gin. So those are the things. Those are the basics. And buy small bottles, by the way. Buy like not even a pint. Like buy a half pint. Stick it behind the bar, because who knows? Most likely, nobody's gonna want it. But if you don't like a Long Island iced tea, here's the thing: you're gonna need all those things. And the cheaper the better, because when you're drinking Long Islands, you might be having mischief. It might be mischief. It's the thing. It's on the order, actually. So here's the thing. So you get those, and then you're gonna need some mixers, some basic mixers. You're gonna need a cola beverage, whether it's Coca-Cola, Pepsi. I hate to say Pepsi, but because it's so sweet. Cola beverage, a lemon lime. You're gonna like 7-Up or whatever, lemon lime. You're gonna need a tonic water, and you're gonna need a seltzer. Now, one of the things you should know, and you're really gonna need to know for sure, tonic water and seltzer water are not the same thing whatsoever. Tonic water has quinine in it, which is good for malaria. If you drink like gin and tonic water and then go out into the jungle, you're pretty much gonna die. So here's the deal: tonic water. So you're gonna want Coke, lemon lime, tonic, and seltzer. As far as mixers go, and maybe a little bit of maybe some simple syrup, because that's always good to have on hand. Roses, grenadine, those are things that are also good to have on hand. But it all depends on what you're gonna do and what's your goal. What's happening? What are you doing? What do you want? Who are you people? And why am I not at your house drinking your booze? That's the question I have. So, okay, so those are the things. As far as beverage stuff, there we go. You're gonna need some equipment. Probably. So, see, it's a hard one. So you're gonna want to need. No, you will need glassware. You're gonna need a shaker. You're gonna need a strainer. You're probably gonna want a bar spoon. Maybe a muddler. That gets into other things, but for the basic home bar, probably you're gonna want some glassware and a shaker and a bottle opener and a corkscrew. Those are things that having them back there behind the bar, you can pretty much encounter in most situations and come out shining like a star. So those things. Now with equipment, there comes glassware. This is a hard one for me because I like glassware. I like the proper vessel for the proper drink. And there are some people who are like, as long as it's in a martini glass, it's a martini, and that's not true. That's a cocktail glass. It's a cocktail. If you put chocolate liqueur and whatever crap and sweet vermouth and who knows what, it's not a martini. It's a cocktail. So the martini, what we call a martini glass, which is the sort of triangular one, that's called a cocktail glass, because there are a whole bunch of drinks that are cocktails, but they're not martinis. And if someone calls it a martini and it's not gin and vermouth, then they're sorely mistaken, and they're going to have me to answer to. That's right. So a cocktail glass is good to have. A rocks glass, which is what I'm drinking out of here. I'm actually drinking out of a double rocks glass that was a present from me, a present to me from the Saturn Room in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They said, Tiki King, you're so fucking, sorry, Tiki King, you're so fucking awesome that we're going to give you this glass. And I took it because that's who I am. But a rocks glass, which is a good, healthy, double. It's a good glass. Cocktail glass, rocks glass, and then there's what's called a highball glass. But if you're just setting up your bar, don't bother. Get pint glasses because probably your friends are going to want to either drink a lot of booze or beer, and a pint glass will work well for either one. So there you go. Cocktail glass, rocks glass, pint glass. That will set you up in the beginning. You can add as you go along. And that's the thing. That is the biggest probably thing that I want to pass on to you is that when I had the 821, I had my bar, I had everything to make everything. It was crazy. I had weird ingredients. I had things that I'm not at liberty to discuss. I had powdered elixirs. I had things that were not actually, they were rumored to not exist. That's the thing. But it was there in case someone asked for that cocktail. And I found that no one ever did. People said, hey, can you make me a rum and coke? Which is what? Rum and coke. And if they said, hey, I'd like a Cuba Libre, that's rum and coke and lime. No one ever really needed the powder from a specific corpse. That's all I'm going to say. So here's the thing, is that when I talk about well brands and I talk about basic ingredients, you can get along for a long time without very much and build as you go. And if you have a space, if you have a bar, you have a room in your house that's otherwise unused except to store, National Geographics or Teletubbies videos, turn it into a bar. All you do is put the bar part. You hear that? You hear that? I don't really hear that. Put in the bar part, and behind the bar, I'm going down behind the bar. Look at all the stuff back here. There's bottles and bottles and bottles and bottles and bottles of every sort of elixir you could ever possibly imagine. But it's behind the bar, and here's the thing. Behind the bar, out of sight. Out of sight is right, baby, right. And that's all you need to know. Is if you want to groove with the best of us, if you want to fly with the rest of us, if you want to have an experience that's completely out of your skull and then maybe in someone else's skull, all you need to know is what I've told you. And I've already told you, so I don't need to repeat. That's the thing. Oh, but you might want a shaker to shake things up. I don't know, did I already say that? Who knows? That's the thing. That's the BB. If it's your bar, here's the thing. So set up your own bar, and I will promise you one of two things will happen. One, you won't be able to kick me out because there's no less call, because it's your house. And two, I'll probably still be on your couch in the morning. That's it. That's pretty much my promise to you as a Boozeketeer, as a Tiki King, and the Boozeketeer. So I mentioned earlier, just share the program. It's probably too late now. Is it too late? No. Never too late to share the program. Tell your friends to watch this show. Tell your friends that they're missing something if they don't. That's the crux of the matter. The Matterhorn, which is a mountain, where they serve you drinks that are made from hot Dr. Pepper and rum. The shoe's boomer, if you know where to reach and you know where to grab. But that's another subject for another story. I was actually telling that story earlier, and I was met with scoffing look. Said, Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Huh? But that's so. There you go. So what I expect is that if you have a room in your house with no one in it, that you set up a home bar there. And if you have a room in your house with someone in it, you kick them out and set up a home bar there. And then the culmination of the whole thing, this whole part, the apex, where we do the YMCA dance, is that you say, hey, Tiki King, come to my house because I bought all the crap that you suggested on your last show. And we do the show from your house, Cocktales and Tiki King, at your house. And we'll make your favorite cocktail. Because that's what it's all about. It's not about me. Mostly about me. Okay, so it's 100%. Sorry, wait. It's 100% about me? Don't make. Okay. Okay. I didn't tell them that. No, they could have figured that out on their own. Okay. Thank you. Yes. Okay. So stuff and nonsense and other things, and all I have to say is that if you have a home bar, you should set it up as I described earlier, and make drinks and have your friends come over and try those drinks and refine them until a point when you think that you should invite me to come over to your house, drink your booze, and talk about it on a live show, which is Cocktales with Tiki King, every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. or so. Because there's been a few shows that have not been 8 p.m. They've been somewhere thereabouts. Because mostly I'm driving to the desert and not quite making it because of stuff. But if you haven't already, tell your friends to not only watch tonight's show, but to go to tikiking.com and check out all the things that are there. Go to tikiking.info. Check out all the things that are there, including the Tiki King Paradise Club. Yeah, which guarantees no results, but is there finally nonetheless. Do the things, go to the places, figure it out, send me a message. And I've said this, I keep saying this every time, and no one takes me seriously. If you have a home bar and you'd like us to come to your house and drink drinks and live stream it, send us a message. If you have a couch and a bottle of booze and you'd like us to come to your house and drink that bottle of booze and sit on your couch, let us know. Because I'm all over the... Sorry, take two. Let us know, because I'm all over the god country trying to figure out what's going to happen next. And if it means that, if it's... Take three, sorry. And a bottle of booze, and if you know, and if your house happens to be one of those places that we could come to, and we could drink all the booze, and I could pass out on your couch, all the better. And we'll live stream it, and you'll be part of Tiki King Live. Why not? You should do it. And I'm here to tell you why not. No, I'm not here to tell you why not. I'm here to tell you why you should, which is all the reasons I've already talked about. So there you go. This has been Cocktales with Tiki King, and I think it's been more than 20 minutes, which is my allotted time frame. And after this, they charge me 38 cents a minute. And I'm not sure why they charge me 38 cents a minute, but they do. So I'm going to say, Boozeketeers, wherever you are, whoever you are, and wherever you might be, I just want to say that I hope that tonight, the rest of the night is filled with things that are far more better than what you've had so far. And if we happen to end up in your house some night, some crazy, weird, just stress-filled night where you don't know what's going to happen, and all of a sudden there's a knock on the door and it's me with a bottle of Jameson, and you think, oh my God, what have I done? We won't answer that question. We'll drink the booze, and we'll forget about everything that has ever happened before that. And that's my pledge to you, is that you can always hope that somehow, some way, somewhere, someone is doing something that's not nearly as much fun or as nearly confusing as what's happening right now. And I'm Tiki King, and you're the Boozeketeers, and all I want to say is good night and thank you, Boozeketeers, because I love you, and you're all out there, and thanks for being there.